guys, it's a History Nerd, and we are here with a new series in Crusader Kings 2. Decided to go back to this game. They've added quite a bit to it. We've got India added. I don't have the actual Rajas of India expansion, but that matters not for this series. All that really matters is that the land is here. I know that sounds horrible. I doubt I'll even make it over here, but one never knows. We'll see how successful things go. So what's the plan, History Nerd? Are you gonna load up as a Viking nation and try and keep the Norse religion alive? Tried that, and if you're at all interested to see how that went, go check out my Viking Crusader Kings 2 series. You'll notice it's very short because I quickly got bored of it. Why would you get bored of it? Well, I was in Bornholm, and that was it. And when you're a single island nation, there really isn't a lot to do. So surely then, you'll pick someone in the Holy Roman Empire and work through that. Well, check out the Thousand-Year Reich with the series that spawned Guntram von Babenberg. So no, we're not going to be going Holy Roman Empire, Germany, Deutschland über alles. No, we're going to go for something a little bit different. You can see that I have the Sunset Invasion DLC running, as well as the Legacy of Rome, the Republic, the Old Gods, and Sons of Abraham. So we got most of the DLCs running, including Sunset Invasion. Well, then obviously you want to be someone who fights the great armies from the West. No, not at all. I just want to make it tough for the Catholic nations because, you know, they got it too easy. Plus, I think it'll add a little extra flair into the conversion to EU4, which I'm planning on doing with this. So as I'm quickly eliminating most of the regions, and without the Islamic DLC, I'm not playing an Islamic nation, it's becoming pretty obvious who we're going to be playing as. So then what's the plan? Reunite the Roman Empire. Surely the game's set up to do it. Byzantium has achievements for it. No. No, from my perspective, the Byzantine Empire views the old Western Roman Empire as gone, basically. There is no Roman Empire anymore. Well, that's not entirely true. The Byzantine Empire is a Roman Empire, but it's not based out of Rome, and it never will be again. You see, my plan is to take the Byzantine Empire and dominate the Eastern Mediterranean and the Arabian Peninsula for the trade coming out of India in EU4. So that's the plan. We're going to be the big empire in the middle of two worlds, making money off both. At least that's the theory. Now, because we're playing fast and loose with history, with the Sunset Invasion DLC on, I have no qualms whatsoever in designing my own ruler, because it's just easier that way. Not saying that old Constantinios X Ducas here is all that bad, but I want to inject just a little bit of personality, a little bit of my own feelings into things. And first off, you need a much pimpiner beard. I think that'll do. Secondly, your headgear is just not quite... I think we're going to have to go with the massive amounts of gold and purple velvet. That's the look right there. The rest, I don't really care about. You look like you look. Polycarpos, which is actually a good name. I might be keeping that. Here is our family crest. And... well, that looks like a great last name. Argyropoulos? Argyropoulos. Polycarpos Argyropoulos. I like it. We're going to be a charismatic negotiator. Why? Because diplomacy is the key. It's the key to keeping the Byzantine Empire together. Now, we're sitting at 24 already, and we've got no stats, so we're a 5-5-5-5-5. That's not going to do. So how do we get more points? Well, we're going to go with Wounded, because that is a great way to be able to tack on extra things. Sometimes I like going with a drunkard, but it has a tendency to really hit stewardship. We're going to go with legitimized bastard. So here's my explanation for the story so far. The Ducas here, Constantinius X, had a horrible accident befall him and his family, leaving the only true heir to the Byzantine Empire as Polycarpus here, who was his bastard son from long ago. So that explains that trait. And he's wounded because, I mean, you know, life, man. Life happens. What else do we need? We are going to need... I don't mind hedonist, to be honest. But we'll see if we'll see if we need it. We're going to go with lustful, proud, honest, gregarious. Ambitious is always fun, but we don't absolutely need it. Cynical, and I mean, we could tack that on just for a little bit of fun. A hedonist, why not? So here he is, Polycarpus Agaropolis, the new emperor of Byzantium, set and ready to forge a brave new history for this long storied empire. All right, so one of the first things we're going to need to do is set up our council. And taking a look at it, the only landed guy really is Petroslavel here. And I mean, he's not that great of a diplomat, but he doesn't even really want to be a diplomat. I guess nobody has any wants or desires yet. We could speed up time for a day. And now everybody should. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. We will grab, I guess... I mean, a mare is still technically landed, and 16 isn't a bad score, so we'll grab Kalinikos there, our strategos. Here we will grab, absolutely, the due of Cypriote. Our Scalieros will be the due of Athens, and you can right away go for your researching economic tech. You can right away go and train troops. Our Mysticos will be the due of Silica. Doesn't really like us, but we gave him a job, so he'll at least be okay. And before I go off, actually, I really should have done this before I went off and chose my council, to avoid a lot of intervassal issues, I guess would be the way to put it. Basically, this guy wants my land, and so I'm going to give it to him. So you can become the due of Thessalonica, and now we got an ally. Isn't that great? We didn't lose anybody on our council. That's great. So now we will put Ionius from the Ecumenical Patriarch in charge of the religion of Constantinople, and we've got some Policans here to proselytize to, because we don't want any, you know, heresies popping up. And you can see we've got a big issue with the Miaphysites. We'll deal with that in a bit. Tasty, tasty cold beverage. Now we're going to need an ambition, and we're unmarried, so we should probably get married. That sounds like a good idea. Let's check who's around, who's available. We've got a princess of Norway, young Maria, who's a thrifty clerk, which would absolutely help out my stewardship. Proud, which is great. Ambitious, which is great. Brave, which I'm okay with. And deceitful. You seem like a winner, Maria. How about we get hitched? And I believe, yeah, she's a princess. So there we go. No real chance at all of getting any sort of inheritance, but that's fine. We don't need inheritance out there. We just need, basically, we just need a woman. That's what it's come to. We're going to go ahead and raise, not quite yet, actually. Let me rethink things. So we can see we've got about 12,000 troops that we can raise. And of course, our vassals and their vassals and so on and so forth. What I want to do, actually no, I need this view to do what I want to do. Find the strongest vassals and make them like me more so they'll raise more troops. It's all about the diplomatic game. So here, do Theodorus of Trebizond. Terribly sorry if I am butchering the pronunciations of these titles and regions. Greek isn't really a strong suit for me. Anyway, we'll make you a... What did I make you? Anthipatos, which are just basically proconsuls. It's just a nice way to get people to like you a bit more. You can see them going up by about 20 points, all for just giving away honorary titles. I mean, it's not bad at all, and already we've got another 1,000 troops that we can raise without really doing any work. Just by saying, hey, now you got a fancy title. The other thing I want to do is go take a look at my Mysticos. It's always good to have these guys on your side. So I'm going to make him the one in charge of the palace. First off, I think that makes sense. If he's my spy, he's kind of in charge of the home front. So go ahead. I don't really like him. Dude likes me a bit more. That's really all that matters. And of course, I didn't raise things too much. But having all the troops we can get, I'm a-okay with that. And is there anything else we need? I got my ambition set. I got my wife on the way. No heir. That's fine. Title losses. 5 titles can be created. And merchant ships, which we don't need to worry about. All right. Let's raise our troops up. And start marching everybody to Constantinople. Now, if there's one big downside to the Byzantine Empire, you stay there. No, you stay there. It is the troop maneuvering. And it seems weird to complain that I just have too many troops, but in all honesty, I just have too many troops. They're too spread out. That's the problem. It's not that, you know, the numbers are too great. It's just the lands are too vast, which is, again, as I say it, it sounds like a stupid thing to complain about. Oh, geez, sorry, you've got too much land. How are you ever going to survive? I realize that, you know, it's a weird thing to complain about, but I'm going to complain about it anyway. And already, we're getting people converted, which is good. Not the entire population, but enough people to make it worthwhile. Oh, good. They've approved limited crown authority. Speaking of, we're at medium, and I want to keep it there for as long as possible. Yay, everyone respects wealth. We don't really need it. Which can get a bit tricky. If we could call Norway into the war. Let's see. Next up, I want to make sure I have a son. So give me a son, wife. I forget what I was talking about. I'm sure it'll come back at some point. Oh, yes, now I remember. God is dead. Well, that's not good. And we will adopt the Marshal's ideas, because those are good. I've played a few games, specifically with this scenario in mind, just to see, you know, what would be the best way to go about it, how to set up a ruler, things like that. And one of the things that I've noticed that's most critical is to make sure you don't wind up having a regency council early on, especially not with your first heir, because right away people are going to lower the crown authority to minimum. And it's not that the Byzantine Empire falls apart with minimum crown authority. It's just a royal pain in the ass to deal with minimum crown authority. So here's hoping. Here's hoping our son is born and lives quickly. I'm not planning on using the Polycarpus here to lead any troops. I think that would be suicidal for this man. He's not a fighter. He's a diplomat. And then, yeah, basically just keep my heir, well, keep this guy alive until my heir becomes legal age. And then we won't have to worry about scheming or plotting or anything like, well, I mean, this is Crusader Kings 2. We're always going to have to worry about scheming and plotting and things like that. But we won't have to worry about, say, a regent coming along and saying, well, hello, little kid. By the way, Crown authority set to minimum now. Have a good day. And there's nothing you can do about it. You're just like, I'm 5. What does that even mean? Just want to make sure we've got no... Yeah, so you see we've got a Varangian guard leader here who's crap. So you can just resign. Obviously no leaders in that army. And yeah, there I am. That's what I was looking for. I always work my way in. You're not a troop leader, Polycarpus. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Alright, so this central stack has most of our heavy infantry, so it just makes sense to have Theodorus here in charge of that. What else have we got here? Last time I checked, 17 was better than 15. Of course, Ivar, you are an unpredictable leader, so I might as well leave you in the stack, leave you in charge, and then we'll put Marcus here on the other flank. Always important to have military leaders. You know, if they're good on the flank, put them on the flank. If they're good with heavy infantry, make sure they've got some heavy infantry. And then, you know, your chance for success is higher. And I'm almost wondering if it wouldn't have been a better idea. What do you... No. Already? End your stupid plot. Jeez. We're fighting the heathen, and you, the Orthodox, basically the equivalent of the Orthodox Pope, comes along and is just like, this guy shouldn't have land. Shut up. Now is not the time. So yeah, I'm wondering if it would have been a better idea to actually go off and hire some other mercenaries. Thankfully, some Zoroastrians here were like, we should rise up against them. Yes, you should, so you can split your forces and make it easier for my 16,000 men to punch down 6,000 instead of 15,000. Good, we're scarred now, so our health should go up. And with a scar comes a little bit of prestige. I like it. That massive stack is gone. So now it's just going to be a matter of chasing this army around the empire, basically. "23rd of July, 2nd of July. All right, well, you're not going anywhere. And sure, he's got a better leader. In fact, if we could just capture this guy, all's well. But it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Still, fighting them back, that's really the critical aspect, obviously, of any war, is to defeat your enemy. So we got a mayor. Wonderful. That's lovely. And... you know, 10,000 troops have come back, but, you know, 10,000 troops is not 20,000 troops. We've already basically cut these armies in half and made this war much, much easier for us to win. And if we do win it, and I really hope we do, we get a ton of prestige and money, and it's all good things when we get a massive victory against the heathen. So... here's hoping we get a massive victory against the heathen. We could march our guys in. But I think at this stage, we'll just chop down that. Just increase our war score a little bit. Of course, we could come to the aid of Vesprucian here, but right now I think it's going to be better if, well, maybe if we approach it from there. Right? Because that is a shorter path. Less of a chance that they're going to run away. My young wife has taken a passion for romantic poetry. She keeps reading any sort of romantic poetry she can get a hold of. Get her to read more. That's a very good thing to have happen right now. But of course, so is marching on our enemy. The Ecclesiarch has accused you of heresy. You're not I'm sure you're fine. I realize you're looking for Paulians, but that dude is not one of them. You think 800 men are going to help out here? Okay. I don't want to question your military planning. Your empire is your own. Well, that's not good. Are they going to pursue? Looks like they will. Alright, well, we've got an answer for that. I'm not sure how we were able to lose that, but we were. So they've got 6,000 men. Would be a good... And, of course, half war score. So that is concerning. And they'll need to work themselves back up. It looks like we definitely should have raised some more mercenaries. Lesson learned. Because the big problem, again, is just the consolidation. It won't take us that long to recoup a lot of our losses. And in fact, we've already got a numerical advantage. It's just a matter of getting everybody together. And I think I'm going to wait till we get to 8,000 there. Should be close. No? Oh, 9,000. Well, that's even better, isn't it? Except for those guys, of course, because I forgot to hold down on control. That's okay. If I could disband you, I would, gentlemen, but be brave. Fight it out. That is going to take you forever and a half to walk around. Nope, that is the button I wanted. There we go. Hop in your boats. Hop in your boats. Round 2. And the Varangian Guard's losses should be, sorted eventually. And I might have to go speak to some Jewish moneylenders about taking out a loan. What have we got? What do you want to do? No, end your damn plot. We're fighting the infidel. And you're running around pretending it's time to play, I don't know, assassinate? I got nowhere to go with the train of thought that I was so enthusiastically hopped onto. Yes, thank you. Yeah, well, still 51%. That's still not 100%. And they're down to less than 5,000 men. Whereas we... just going strong with almost 10,000, I believe. We should be pretty damn close, too. Then we might as well hire those guys, yeah. Get them all in there. of October, my God. Run! Sprint the last way. And we'll resort this. So obviously you, well, I guess that is the side with the most heavy infantry. We'll put the creative guy there, and then Varum can go on the other flank. And let's go find them and fight them again. Yes, the sieges, those are going to be annoying to have to deal with. And I really don't think calling in Norway would be all that helpful. I doubt they'd come. It's too far. And I wouldn't really blame them. And I wouldn't really want them here. If they somehow wound up taking land, that would frustrate me. And just head right in. Cross that river like it's nothing, lads. Who are you trying to kill? No. Stop it. Yes, I know my demand was just. Yeah, where's your fanciness now? Oh, good. I'm not actually leading troops, am I? Oh, good God. Okay, well, we'll have to fix that. And I know there's a way on the council to prevent my council members from leading troops, but I wish there was a way to prevent my leader from leading troops. It's quite annoying to have to do something like this. Actually find him. Oops. Helps if I move you there, and then we can resign. Move you back over. That should be fine, and I'll leave him there, although it doesn't really matter. Yes, run away. I've got to busy myself with clearing out my lands. Removing the sieges that you asshats decided to implement. 183 men, that won't take any time at all. Okay, we'll meet you there. 13th of May, 8th of May. Might as well head over that way. Yay! Michael Ataletes says you would be a better steward, would you? Well, you would, but you're not landed, so I rule. It looks like they may have disbanded and re-raised their troops. Hopefully not getting anywhere near the 11,000 men that we've got in the field. But if we need to... Oh, I guess we don't have extras. If we need to, we can talk to the Jews and get some money. That's what we can do. Right. Let's hack this down. Support the Greens. Always support the Greens. Green is my favorite color. Damn, they lost. And that miscreant of a driver. He'll get his comeuppance. Alright, let's hack that down. It'll be a while before they show up. So let's just retake our lands. Okay, Anna Dukas. Former Imperial line. Now, if I go along with the little fantasy world that I created, she's a distant relative of mine. Yes, that is true. My wife is pregnant, so I'm going to say she's not my type. I don't necessarily need a bastard child running around, even though I am lustful, and it would make sense for me to just pounce on that. So now, retaking all of our lands, we are still behind. They're still winning by 15%, so it's time to take some of their lands. Why are you in charge? Good God. Heavy infantry, please. All right. Well, that's going to be a while to siege. I think, though, with the war making a turn, and I should have a ticking war score now, I believe. And I hold somebody as a prisoner, so suck it. Anyway, yes, I think this is going to be a good place to leave the video for now. So, thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.